8th of April 25, and I was just thinking, everyone agrees now, or so it seems, the political class and others, especially the left, seem to say that Iraq and Afghanistan intervening in there were disasters, and the left especially say it. And my question is, why are they disasters? I mean, militarily they were a big success. Both of them, both the dictator regimes were overthrown within a month, as I recall. So why were they disasters? Well, you can compare them to Germany and Japan after World War II. I mean, were they disasters 20 years later? Were they disasters a year later? You know, really, these two countries became major success stories. I mean, Germany became so successful so quickly that that Turks soon began moving there. You know, Turks were moving from Turkey to Germany, which like 5 or 10 years before had been the Nazi regime. And then the Beatles went there in 1960 to play at clubs. You know, they were there for like 6 months or a year or something. So Germany and Japan, you could say, were in the same situation as Iraq and Afghanistan, but were really major successes. I mean, they've become two of the biggest economies in the world, but not just that, desirable places to move to. I mean, a lot of people desire to move to those countries. So what happened with Iraq and Afghanistan? Well, is it not just that Iraqis and Afghanistanis, we tried our best. I mean, militarily, it was so easy within a month or so. So why were we still there 5, 10, 15 years later, keeping the defence, actually keeping their democracies going? And well, soldiers were being killed by Iraqis and Afghans and others from those regions. So who was to blame? I mean, I would say it was actually the Iraqi people and the Afghan people, plus all the fighters who are wanting it not to be a success. And so is that not what the blame is? So when the left say Iraq and Afghanistan were American disasters, however, is it not actually the Iraqi and Afghans made them disasters? And what is the migration flow since then and now? I mean, say Iraq, for example, under Saddam, would an Iraqi now prefer to be living under Saddam? I don't think so, actually. And what is the big difference now? I think the big difference is that Iraqis are now free to move to other countries, and we don't know if they've moved to neighbouring countries or certain continents, you know, or they've ruled continents out. We don't know if they've really just focused on a few countries that they're moving to. And then if that's so, we've got to imagine why. Why would they behave like that? Especially if it was America and Britain and that who were, quote, the invaders, you know. We know that many British and American soldiers died in Iraq and Afghanistan. We don't know how those people feel about America and Britain in terms of moving to them. And also, do they rule any countries or continents out when they're moving? Yeah, so this is the sort of thing we should be thinking of, really. And the left especially call them disasters, but I've not heard any Corbynistas moving to Iraq or Afghanistan now, you know. I've not heard of that. I mean, definitely hearing them moving to America, Australia, Canada, Germany, Japan, they would like to, you know. And the question is, same as Libya as well, we freed there, it only took a month or something. We prevented a slaughter, basically, really. And who is holding Libya back now, you know? I think the left and quite a few people would say it's America and Britain created a disaster there, but why can't they just become a democracy or a nice place straight after, like Germany, Japan, after World War II? What's holding them back? And all these places, the people now can move away from their countries. Where are they moving to? Where are they ruling out? Not moving to? Does anyone move there? Yeah, so this is the sort of thing we should be thinking of, So uh, it does annoy me when people say that, America, because we liberated them from dictators or terrible people, Because even like Tony Blair gets asked that quite a lot about Iraq, probably Afghanistan as well. And he says, "Well, look what they were like before," and I think he's right. For me, I wanted the invasions to happen, or the freedom, the liberations to happen, you can call it, so that they would be liberated from dictatorships. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. It wasn't even about weapons of mass destruction for me or anything. I wouldn't nowadays. I wouldn't want any of these places to be, like North Korea or anything. Just got to, because for a start, all the people will leave, and when we try and create democracies there, they'll just kill our military. I mean, even look at South Korea. I get liberated and it was a success. Vietnam, it was liberated. I think plenty of Vietnamese have moved to Britain and America. I don't know if they've moved to other continents or in relative terms. I don't know where they desire to move. Have they ruled many countries out? Have they only got a few countries that they want to move to? But Vietnam, anyway, is a liberated place, so you shouldn't really be wanting to move anyway, really. But yeah, these are the kind of things I think we should be thinking of. Bye for now.